Yo, suck on some bullets, man. Alright, listen. How dare you camp like a little bitch? Didn't I tell you not to camp when big man up? Clear! Cha, bumbaclot.
Watch the ride.
Greetings one and all, this is Rhythmworks and welcome to my channel with some more of The Last of Us Remastered multiplayer action. And the intro was in by way of paying homage and paying tribute to Caribbean parents and African American parents who administer old school discipline. By today's standard, it would be regarded as child abuse. But in our day, it was just old-fashioned, stone cold, hardcore discipline. And I don't know about any other culture, but within my culture as a black British person born of Caribbean parentage, Jamaican parentage, whenever you mess up as a child, you know, there's two ways you're basically dealt with. One is when your parent orders you to go and get the weapon that you're gonna get beaten with, or they're just gonna stone cold get the device and beat you with it, and they tend to beat you by syllables, you know, and that is how they drum in the discipline to you. Whereas with school, they would tell you to do 100 lines and write 100 times, I should not do this or I will not do that. At home, that's a different matter, man. They beat the discipline into you. You know, my parents was of the opinion that you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And that was basically it. But anyway, that was my that was my homage to my parents and all Caribbean parents and African American parents in that regard. But anyway, disclaimer, I must state at this point that I do not condone any kind of abuse from parent to child. I do not condone beating your children, in disciplining them in the 21st century. It's just not on. But for me and millions of other children who grew up in the 70s and the 60s, it was more than apparent. And as you can see, it's done me no harm. So I want to make a disclaimer straight away before CPT or any other child protection services or teams or social services wraps me on the knuckles for this, all right? All right, let's go. Gameplay. Moving on. Now, as you can see, I'm playing some supply raid with my teammates in Lakeside map. And the inspiration for this video came about with an event that happened yesterday, well, a situation rather, where one of the members of the group wasn't able to join in the lobby. So in the meantime, a friend of one of the other teammates joined the lobby and wanted to play. And one of the teammates specified that he has a mic, but he hardly talks. So I just thought, you know what, that's all about to change up in here, you know? So I just wanted to make him feel comfortable with me, you know, knowing that, you know, I'm a part of the crew and it's all good, you know, we just communicate with each other. And he sounded pretty shy, but anyway, nonetheless, we got into the game. As soon as we got into the game, he never said a word, never said a single word. He had his mic on, but never said a word. And I'm not saying, you know, he's not a good player. Oh, yeah, he's a good player. You know, he knocks them down like Skittles, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't tell me what your situation is and you're firing your weapon, I can't tell the difference between your weapon and the enemy's weapon. So I'm going to be turning around trying to figure out who is who, what is what, and you have a mic that can give me the information in less than half a second. So it just doesn't make sense. The one thing that is worse than somebody not having no mic, and there can be valid reasons as to why the person doesn't have a mic. It probably doesn't work with the system, or he just can't afford a headset or what have you. But if there's one thing, you know, that I just can't take, is when someone has a mic and they don't use it, they turn it on and don't use it. That's even worse. So I was just trying to find a diplomatic way of telling him, look, I just can't play with you, simple as. And I was getting frustrated in the middle of the game, and one of my teammates says, what did you say? I said, nothing. and you know, and she totally got it. She got what I was going through, that I was been really frustrated. But one of the lessons I've kind of learned within this game in particular, that I just can't let it get to me. You know, there's very few games that I rage, and one of them is definitely Uncharted 3. I don't really play much of it. It's a game I still like to play, but I don't play much of it. But that game and this, up to the PS4 conversion, was the only game that I would rage. But I made a resolution not to rage on this game. But if I feel that I have to say something, I will say regardless. So I told him, I said, look, you know, no disrespect, you know, you got a mic, you don't use it, you know, you're a good player, you know, you kill people, that's fine. But if you don't tell me where you are when you're killing people, I'm going to assume that that bullet or that gun that's being fired is being fired by the enemy. And that's no good to me, because that's going to leave my ass wide open and my boxer shorts around my ankles. It makes no sense. And I was waiting for him to say it. Oh, okay, I didn't realize. He just left. You know, and it made me feel conscious, because I didn't cuss him. I didn't tell him fuck off or anything like that. I just told him what I told him, and that was more or less that. So anyway, for me, you either got to have a mic, or you got to be intuitive as to how the rest of us play. Because like in the last video that I put up, that was a classic example of somebody not hearing what we're saying, but they're instinctive as to adapting to our play. The next thing I want to ask, and it's for Naughty Dog actually, I've got an idea for a mode you can put in this game. Why don't you put a hardcore mode in this game where you don't have no maps? You don't have no maps. You only have 2 bog standard weapons. You got the semi-auto rifle and the 9mm. No maps, no listening, no nothing. Just those factors in the mode. I think it would be a very exciting mode, because, you know, I played the game, or I played the mode rather, in Battlefield 4, and it's exciting to play. It is exciting to play, and I do think that if you have a hardcore mode, it will really test your mettle within the game by just having 2 bog standard guns and your instincts and your communication. I love that tone. I love that tone. But yeah, you know, that's something I think should be in the game, a hardcore mode. I think it'd be great. And where are we at right now? Oh, 19-3, god damn. So as you can see, you know, we're whooping ass. And it's nice to see what it's like on the winning side, because sometimes you get into games and, you know, you have a squad that just whoops your ass, man. You know, but these dudes just quit. They just quit. No guts, no glory. I don't care. It's like, if I'm losing by that margin, I will see it out to the very end. Well, that's about it for me for now. And as usual, you know the coup. Whatever the game, whatever the platform, whatever the console, whatever the media, happy gaming. Because that's what it's about. Happy gaming. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. And thanks for watching. And until such time, Magan.